Hey there BookTube, welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another video. The last few weeks I have been really busy just selling copies of my book. It's complicated, short stories about long relationships. If you're interested in reading my book, it is available on Amazon in paperback format as well as in the Kindle version. So this week I'm back with a new video. I just wanted to share some of the books that I acquired in the last few days. In the last couple of weeks I acquired these 7 books, and today I just want to share with you what those books are before I get to stacking them on my bookshelf, so stay tuned. The first book I got was Outliers. I bought this used copy from the used bookstore for I think $1. When this book was first published in paperback, I think I got a copy and I must have lent it to someone because I can't find it anywhere. So when I saw this used, I said it's time to get another copy, because waiting for someone to maybe return my previous copy hasn't been working for me, and I really want to reread this book. This is the book that made Malcolm Gladwell famous, I think. I'm not sure if this is his first book, but this is the first of his books that I read. This is the book where he espoused his 10,000 hours theory. It's a time that you need to invest in any skill or art to perfect it, to become a master. It is the story of many of the famous or successful people that we know: Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, several entrepreneurs, several business people, the Beatles, people who we consider to have been at the top of their craft, and why they got that way. Were they born genius, or did they acquire their genius because of the amount of time that they spent practicing something? So that's the underlying theory of this book. I read it once several years ago. I thought I owned a copy, can't find it, so I got another one. Book number 2 is Freakonomics by the two Stevens, Stephen Levitt and Stephen Dubner. So my college economics professor recommended this book. He said it's a very interesting way of looking at economics, and I thought, okay, so I looked it up online. This was back when I think Amazon was just coming on stream, and I remember looking it up and seeing this picture. This picture is really interesting because the outside is an apple but the inside is an orange, and I was like, what is that? What is that? What does that mean? So I fell in love with the book from the cover. This was one of the first business books that I read of this type, like during those years. This book is to challenge conventional wisdom. It is to prove that sometimes conventional wisdom is not so wise. How do you know when school teachers cheat for their students? How do you know that sumo wrestlers are cheating? So I first read this book years ago when it was just published. I never had a copy. I think I should, because it's one of my favorite books. And so I got this for $1 from the used bookstore. Another nonfiction book that I have previously read but wanted to own, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I read this book a few months ago from the library. It does a breakdown, it does a comparison of how people who are rich and people who want to be perceived rich behave, how they buy cars, how they buy homes, how they live their daily lives, what are some of the habits, what are some of the ways that they approach business, how they teach their children. Very insightful book, I think. Not that I'm rich, not that I know personally a lot of really rich people, but I like the theories that are in this book. So I read this book once. I read it from the library a few months ago, and I wanted to own my own copy. So I bought it on Amazon for a penny plus $4 shipping. So I paid $4 for this book. I have no regrets because I had a $5 free Amazon gift card, and so with my $5 gift card, I got these 2 books for a penny each, plus $3.99 shipping on each one. So I ended up spending $2 for these 2 books. I think it was a great deal. This other book is Sam Walton. He is the gentleman who started the Walmart company with his family. The story I heard is that when he was dying, he said, I want to write a book. I want to tell my story about how I came to creating this company and what are some of the things that I learned that I can pass on to the next generation. Total for these 2 books was $2 from Amazon. So I think I scored. The next book I got is The Millionaire Next Door, which is by Thomas Stanley, and he has written several books that look very similar. They talk about very similar themes, so I think that they probably have very similar things inside. Outside is similar, the author is the same. So I chose this one because this is his most popular work, and it is about the things that millionaires do. Can you spot millionaires based on what they do? Or do we have like these expectations of what really rich people, of what rich people look like and what they do? And this is about the surprising secrets of wealthy Americans. And I don't know any rich, like really rich people in my personal life, but I'm thinking that maybe when I read this book, I'll find out that maybe there's my neighbors are really rich and I just didn't know. So I'm looking forward to getting to this book. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. I read this book some years ago, I think, but I saw this at a book sale. It is a brand new book. It's never been read, but I bought it for just like maybe 50 cents or something at the used book sale. I love the appearance of this book. It is a paperback with the front cover not completely going to the edge, and then it has this really beautiful cutout of an upside down dog. I can't remember the details of the book, but I remember reading it and I just said, I'm gonna read it again, and if I don't love it, then I'll pass it on to someone who will enjoy it probably more than I do. So plus it was 50 cents. The last book in my haul is The Curated Closet by Anushka Rees. She is a lifestyle and fashion blogger, and her book was just released. I got this copy from Blogging for Books in exchange for an honest review. I am so excited to have gotten my Blogging for Books account reinstated. I told you previously that I was having some problems with that site, and they finally fixed it for me. I was just so excited because I love getting books for free. This is the first book that I chose since I got my account back. It is about your personal style, how you develop your personal style, but it's not just one of those books that tell you how to fix it. What I really like about this book is that it has a section where she has this diagnostic that she gives you to do. You take 2 weeks of photographs of what you've been wearing and write down how you've been feeling about yourself just looking at those pictures. So not just that you're like in the moment, okay, this is what I have to wear, so I have to tell myself that it's okay, but now that you can look back at those pictures, how do you feel about yourself? Are you comfortable with what you've seen? What do you want to change? And then based on that, kind of going through your closet and seeing how you feel about the clothes that you already have, how you feel about the style, your personal style that you're projecting by your clothes, and what you can do, what you can change moving forward. So I think this is a slightly different approach to personal style. And so I did a review on this book because I got it, I read through it, but now I kind of want to spend some more time with this book and just go through that whole process myself to see how I feel about it. So I would recommend this book. I love supporting books that are written by bloggers, people just like everyday people like you and me. If you want to support a fellow blogger, support Anushka Rees, The Curated Closet, or support Karen Wright. It's complicated. Short stories about long relationships. Just kidding, not really. So that's my most recent book haul, and right now I'm trying to finish up 2 books from my reading challenge. At the end of this month, I want to have finished Beloved by Toni Morrison and Madame Bovary by Gustave Flaubert. I read this book before, but I want to read it again, and I think it will be a really good way to round out my October reading challenge. That's my book haul, and that's what I've been doing. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you've been doing. What kind of bookish things have you been up to? Have you bought any books recently? I'm almost sure you have. What are you reading? What are you loving? And just, let's catch up. So thanks for watching my video. See you later. Bye.